Welcome to Politics as Usual. We ain't even keeping track of the episodes no more.
I don't know what number it is.
Fresh off one of our longest breaks. It was impromptu. It was only supposed to be a week, and then that turned into 2 weeks. And it was gonna come back last week, but my cousin called and said he was in the town and he had a nice hotel downtown, so I had to go up, see him, drink, and I regretted it as soon as I had to get up and work in the morning. Because I'm too old to be doing that. And Fee's on the West Coast. He working. He won't be off till like midnight East Coast time. So it's been a lot going on. But we figured we would pop in, and we figured we would pop in and give y'all our takes on what's going on in the world. I don't know what's going on in the world, but there's an impeachment trial going on. Yeah. Devonte Graham is still trash. I just want to throw that out there.
You on his head. He gonna have to come find you one day.
Dog, they instead of benching him, because Melo's been hooping since he's been starting, James Borrego decided, I'll just play Devonte Graham, Terry Rozier, and LaMelo. So you're gonna play 3-point guards and force Melo to play the 3 and Gordon Hayward to play the 4 because you don't want to bench Devonte Graham, who's shooting 35% on the season. Like, it shouldn't be a difficult decision. Your rookie point guard is a star. This is a 6'1", 26-year-old third-year player who can't crack 40% from the field. Bench him. I don't understand. James Borrego is a moron. Like, it makes no sense. But anyway, let me get off the horn, man. It's Valentine's Day weekend. I don't know what y'all. I'm single, so I have nothing going on. Although I do have a Valentine this year, long distance. It's nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
But I actually almost, for me to always be single, I almost always have a Valentine. It's usually just a friend though, someone I decide to do something nice for.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's just jump right into the big story of the day. The Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack dropped. We got a Jay-Z and Nipsey Hussle collab. And, it's always dope to hear Nipsey on the track. Rest in peace to Nipsey. But, man, why you mad? Number one, Hove encroached on a Nas release date yet again somehow.
Wait, what did Nas?
Nas dropped something today. And that's the thing. No one's talking about the shit Nas dropped and I get it. It's a soundtrack. The movie came out today. Jay's probably not in control of the soundtrack, although I'm sure if Jay-Z wanted to be, that he'd probably have some leeway there. But yeah, Nas.
No, Jay, because they had to push the movie back, so I'm pretty sure Jay was like February 12th, and then just hung up the phone. Just February 12th. Just don't ask why. February 12th.
Oh wait, wait. No. Nas is actually on this soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
He's on EPMD. So I guess that's what it was. Okay. We ain't gonna get no credence to that. Gonna get no credence to that. They on the same soundtrack. But he did manage to take a shot at your boy Aubrey, opening his verse with Scorpion Bricks way before Aubrey's double disc. Like, why was that necessary?
It was very necessary. I mean, it was unnecessary, but it was.
It was fired, but why was that necessary? Like Hove didn't have to do that. Like, why was that necessary? And I get the scheme. 40 claps sound like 40 did the mix. Yeah. He had a very dope scheme. But why you have to do that? Why you have to do that, Jay?
You gotta let them know that it's not sweet. Like I see that you want the spot.
Jay,
you're never gonna have it.
Jay very clearly let him know it was white folks Kool-Aid out here, but that was still unnecessary. He didn't have to do that.
That's to open the verse with that, because I saw the line and I was thinking okay, the line is gonna come later in the verse. Oh, here go Fee. What's good?
What's up, Fee? Fee checking in from his medical responsibilities.
But yeah, I thought it was gonna be later in the verse. Nah, he opens the verse with the line "Scorpion Bricks," waiting for Aubrey's double.
You didn't have to do that. You just for what? For what reason? Why? Why was it necessary?
Had to let people know that the bricks were stamped, and they just so happened to be stamped with the Scorpion, which is Aubrey's,
And why are they stamped with a scorpion? Like, what does the scorpion have to do with Jay-Z? He's not a Scorpio.
I mean, the bricks were stamped with why was Raekwon, wrapping his bricks in purple? He was just
because the purple tape. But
I know that's why he called it the purple tape because.
But
yeah.
but Hove didn't. Yeah. Fee, we were talking about that. The Nas song was actually on the soundtrack of whatever the same Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack. So they did technically drop on the same day again, but it wasn't like a purposeful thing in this instance. Not from what I'm seeing. Although Jay does continue, because I was gonna say like that's like a double slap to his frenemies again. To one to Drake and one to not, like you ain't have to do that, Jay. Because I could understand if he was affiliated with the Scorpion somehow, but what do the Scorpion got to do with Jay?
I mean, that's like Frank Lucas ain't no magic, but he called his bricks black magic. I don't know, like you just blue magic, excuse me. So you just I'm saying like arbitrary.
Like I've never heard Jay say anything about a Scorpion. He ain't even had no Scorpion King the Rock bars, which he could have. He could have easily. Like that was an easy. That's a layup.
But he's cool with Dwayne Johnson. So.
But I'm saying his whole thing was the Rock for the longest.
I know.
That's a layup. Why you bringing up the Scorpion? Why you gotta do Drake like that? Drake been chilling. Drake ain't bothered nobody as far as I can tell in months. Even Kanye ain't tweeting cryptic shit about Drake no more. Like Drake been chilling. He's in his palatial digs, chilling during the quarantine in Calabasas, probably doing a little dirty macking here and there, but he ain't bothering nobody.
Hey man, I'm sorry. Like a quick aside, that's the last thing that Kanye said that I like full-heartedly agree with.
He run around like he Pac.
He run around like he Pac. Like and everybody knew who he was talking about. Like.
I mean, because like Drake really does run around like he's Pac, but I mean, who's gonna do something to him?
Right.
He's been out here for 10 years now at this point, making songs about dirty macking, going through women's purses. No one says anything to Drake. All the stuff that we make fun of rappers for saying or doing or saying that you soft if you do. Drake be out here rapping about it proudly, and everybody like it's the Alonzo Mourning gift. It is Drake. He is light skinned. Like that's pretty much the response to everything that Drake does. It's like, yeah, he is light skinned. Like,
they just like, oh, that's Drake,
Yeah. It's like
that's just what he be on,
I don't understand. Like Jay didn't have to do that, man. And I get it. It was part of the scheme, the 40 thing, but he didn't have to do that, man. He did not. Are you watching Judas and the Black Messiah? I've heard good things so far.
Yeah, so I'm like trying, because that's one that I'm like gonna definitely have to get in the mental space to watch.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know anything about the story of Fred Hampton, I'll go into it quickly. Basically, the FBI inserted an asset, and this asset, it basically set up Fred Hampton's assassination, which is brutal. Like, if you want to know more, they have the crime scene photos, and it is just horrific to look at. But yeah, so that's why I'm like trying to get myself in the mental space to watch it, because I'm gonna watch it how I watch movies when I go to the theater. Like I'm not gonna make any stops, so I'm gonna watch it all the way through. But yeah, I'm hearing good things about Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield's performance, so definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably watch it this weekend. This is one of those movies I probably wouldn't watch if I worked in an office. I won't say why, but if you know me, you know why.
I mean, yeah.
But the funny thing is people are like, so I saw someone tweet earlier, like the movie's called Judas and the Black Messiah. Why are y'all shocked that this is a story about an informant? And I was like, what? Fee said it's crazy how much him and The Weeknd differ, considering they're two light-skinned niggas from Kent. I mean, yeah, The Weeknd was on some, go fuck one of the dudes in the other room. I'm trying to do this coke. And Drake is smoking weed under star projectors and going through women's purses when they leave out the room because he don't trust them.
Shout out to the creator of Demon Time the Weekend, and also shout out to his guest performance in Uncut Gems. I don't know why. I just need to mention that.
I still haven't seen that.
Nah, you need to. It's fire.
I do need to watch it just because I do tend to like Adam Sandler. I might watch it this weekend. Well, on Sunday when I'm off. Because I have to work Saturdays now.
Don't and nigga, I know you don't read the synopsis before.
Oh, I already read the synopsis. I read the synopsis when it dropped. Why does this surprise you? Why do you? I already read the synopsis to Judas and the Black Messiah. Like, what do you?
Why would you need to read the synopsis for that? You know what happens.
Because it's what I do.
Like there are no surprises in that movie.
I'm very aware, but I still read it. I read the synopsis for everything. I read the synopsis of WandaVision, and I'm not gonna watch it till Sunday.
Like Thanos just gonna appear at the end of Judas and the Black Messiah. So
nigga Jesus might appear.
I mean, you never know.
Huey Freeman might show up in that bitch. It's a vision.
Come on, man.
You inspired me, Fred. They might have the Jay-Z was born the same day Fred Hampton was assassinated. They might.
Is Hugh in there for real? I know Bobby Seale is they cast I forgot the actor's name as Bobby Seale, but I don't think
I honestly I ain't look at the casting list.
Okay.
He might be in there. But yeah, nigga, they might show Hove being born at a hospital in Brooklyn. Nigga, same day.
Come on, man.
I'm saying, man, you never know. That might have been a stipulation for Jay-Z doing a song with a soundtrack. Y'all got to show me being born in the hospital.
So although the story takes place in Chicago, the opening scene is like a tiny little hospital in Brooklyn.
No, like as it's closing out, you just go. You have the news reverberating on a radio in Brooklyn as a woman named Gloria is going into labor.
Now that's what we don't need. We don't need that.
Oh, I know we don't need that, but that's some shit that Jay-Z would do.
He would totally do that.
He would stipulate that, like, yeah, you know, go to Brooklyn and have me. Our boy Joey Public says, doesn't surprise me that Utah isn't playing Judas in the Black. Yeah, they was just trying to get rid of Black history in Utah. They not playing that movie out there.
That's not gonna fly in Utah. Like Utah probably don't even like because I'm from I'm like the town I'm originally from is like very conservative as well, and they wouldn't play movies like The Best Man because I was like, oh, black people gonna riot if we play this movie. So I can only imagine that Utah is like, oh, we ain't playing no Fred Hampton movie. So
Fred Hampton. Nope. I mean, I don't know the population of melanated folks out in Utah, but I don't imagine it would make that much money even if we weren't in the middle of a damn pandemic.
Yeah, so just create that
Black Messiah on its own is probably not being played in heavily more conservative Utah. They're not putting that on a marquee.
You want to know something even like, all right, you want to know something even
6%. Okay, yeah, half the national average.
You want to know something even better? Like this movie had the working title, "Jesus Was My Homeboy." Like that was the original title, but then like some Fred Hampton Jr. and some other OG Black Panther members was like, nah, keep the Black Messiah part. So just change the title. So they changed it back to Judas and the Black Messiah. But yeah, it was originally Jesus Was My Homeboy. Definitely not getting played in Utah.
No, because white people gonna go into that thinking this is a heartwarming story about a young inner city Negro who befriends white Jesus and changes his life and becomes like Uncle Ruckus or some shit. And they gonna find out it's about the Black Panthers, and they gonna be like, whoa, this isn't Chadwick here. Said Black Panther. I'm thinking Chadwick, buddy, not Black Berets. Let's calm down now. Yeah, no. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. But like I said, I'm glad I don't have to go into office or be in around the general public afterward. Because usually after watching movies like that, I just be side eyeing folks.
Yeah,
like, take your jokes over there, Jim.
Yeah, like after I
talking
watched
your
like
ass today.
after I watched like Fruitvale, like I think I like couldn't talk to a white person for at least 72 hours.
I still can't bring myself to watch Fruitvale Station.
It's good, but it's one of those movies where if you never want to watch, I totally understand.
Yeah, like I can't bring myself to watch that because that's one of them ones that can't do it. Won't do it. Can't win with them.
Can't win with them.
can't win with them. But yeah, Jay, I know you'll never see this, but please stop slapping your frenemies, man.
Jay, I know you'll never see this, but please continue to do what you do, please.
It's not necessary. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. In no way, shape, or form was that necessary, man.
It was very necessary. Absolutely.
Scorpion
I love
breaks
it.
like the Aubrey double disc. And then had the nerve to say the man's first name in it too. Like
he could have easily said Drake, but no, but Aubrey.
Drake heard that and he did the Steph Curry gift. He was sitting there and was
Aubrey. Nobody calls me Aubrey.
Aubrey, we ain't even cool enough for you to reference me by my first name. See, this might start like a 6-track run of subliminals between them two because Drake gonna say something slick back.
I love it. I'm like that nigga in Atlanta from what was Jimmy Cricket's like?
J.R. Crickets.
J.R. Cricket's like I'm a real nigga. I like that. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Update: Devonte Graham is 1 for 4. Bum ass nigga.
Of course.
I just happened to look. I had ESPN up as I was looking. Yeah, nah. If you're ever in Atlanta, do try J.R. Crickets. The lemon pepper wet is, and they serve and they serve alcohol there. So
yeah, wait.
I mean, you get in Atlanta wings and you can get a shot of Hennessy with it. Like, what? Is there anything more blavity Negro than that?
Not at all.
Like, no, Joe, I will not leave Devonte Graham alone until he's on the bench playing 20 minutes a game like a second round pick 5'11" guard should. Man is trash.
Oh, he's like, all right, so coaches tend to latch on to certain players because they like extrapolate like small spurts where they were good. Like there was a run where Devonte Graham went on a run, but thing is that's an outlier. That's not him.
Yes.
So obviously this coach saw that and like, okay, he's a scrappy guy. Like no matter what, almost like to a lesser extent, almost like the Marcus Smart thing, except for Marcus Smart is an anomaly because when he's on the court, like
good things happen.
Right.
Like he can go 1 for 7 and have a plus 15 in the box score, and you're like, how the fuck did that happen? But you let it rock because that's why you let him shoot bullshit because 2 plays later he's gonna dive 3 rows into the crowd to try to save a ball that he had no chance of saving.
Exactly.
But Devonte Graham ain't doing it.
With Devonte Graham is not the same because, like you said, like this man is 35 years old. He's 5'7". He has no business like being a consistent NBA starter. Like bring that man off the bench, especially when you got the best ball brother there. It's like
I think Bryson. I was talking to Bryson about this because I think there's a lot of misconception with people. Bryson was like, man, he was one of my favorite young players in the league. I was like, dog, he's 4 years older than Malik Monk, and that's not a joke. Like he's 4 years older than Malik Monk. Malik Monk just turned 22 like a week or so ago. Devonte will be 26 in like a week. He's not young.
Dog, Devonte Graham was hold on.
He graduated high school in 2013 and then he took a year off, went to prep school and was in the 2014 class. So he came out, he got to college the same year as Cat, D'Angelo Russell, and Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, because I was about to say, wasn't he on that Wiggins team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
He played with Wiggins. He ain't young.
Yeah, he's not young. This man is 26.
He almost 30.
Almost 30
He's closer to 30 than he is to 20.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart plus 33 team luck. Yeah, Marcus Smart is you can't explain that. You can't explain Marcus Smart. And yeah, I would also like to say while the Joey Public is in the chat, he's been complaining about Kemba all season, and I would like to say the Hornets shouldn't pay Kemba pick has paid off in spades.
And I knew this, man, because like for reference, like I'm a casual Boston Celtics fan. Like I don't have an NBA team, so when they picked up Kemba, I was like, I see what you're doing. You're like, I want Kyrie, but not at a premium, and I don't want the Kyrie baggage. But for a small guard who's approaching 30, like history shows,
Chris Paul is the outlier there.
Yeah, Chris Paul is the outlier because he has a diverse skill set. But
and even he flames out deep in the season. Like he ain't gonna take you all the way.
Like the year before Kemba arrived in Boston was his peak, and I knew that was it. Like he because it took him a while to really get into a groove, and that was his peak. And now, like this Boston Celtics team is constructed so poorly. Like you're starting Theus and Tristan Thompson and Kemba, and I'm just.
It's like, yo, if Kemba could realize I'm the third option and I just need to set the team up and only shoot when Jalen and Jason aren't on, they would be fine.
I mean, they'll be fine with an actual point guard, but you know.
Joey Public says every team needs a pit bull, which Marcus Smart is, and the value is underappreciated. Kemba is a freaking bag. Listen, man, listen. Kemba been out here baggier than Michael Jordan's jeans this year.
Yeah, man.
And Kemba out here looking like 05 Jabodes, man. Like he out here he looking bad, man. He looking bad. He is looking very, very bad. Like it is, and I'm just looking at it like I am so glad that Michael Jordan's cheapness actually saved his ass for once, because people was like, no, you pay him the $200 million, and I'm like, why? Like his peak is 25 points a game and 42% from the field. That might get you the 8th seed in the East. Like, why are we paying $200 million for that?
Hey man, come on, man. Come on, man.
I respect Marcus Smart. I really do. Like, his game is ugly. He plays like a pair of Junko Carpenter jeans, but it works. When he's on the court, good things happen. You can't explain it.
And plus, he really found a lane. Excuse me, a lane, because if you remember Marcus Smart at Oklahoma State, totally different player. Like, I mean, he was still good defensively, but on offense, he was kind of like that Russell Westbrook mode of like high energy guy, like just drive to the rim. But in the NBA, he realized like, okay, like I'm now just as athletic as everybody else. So, okay, so offensively, like, okay, that's a no-go now. But I bring energy to the defensive side. So he really worked on that and he honed that. And plus, like, you can't underrate his leadership. Like when he's on the floor, things just happen. So yeah, I like Marcus Smart, and I can see why. Like there have been times where Marcus Smart has been, in trade talks, and Danny Ainge has been flat out been like, nah, if Marcus Smart is in the trade isn't happening, and you can see why.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the Boston Celtics' biggest problem is you got Jason Tatum playing power forward most nights.
Nah,
and like that shouldn't be happening.
That's not the case.
Like that should, and I get it because you need to play Marcus Smart in the starting lineup because Kemba Walker can't catch a cold. He can't stay in front of nobody on defense. So it's like, I get it, but it's like, dog, when you playing Jason Tatum at the 4, like he's a wrong position all-star. Like that's like when they was trying to play Aaron Gordon at the 3. Like it's just certain things that you don't do. And Kemba Walker is kind of the cause of that. And the bad part is they probably gonna have to, he probably ain't tradable to the final year of that deal when it's expiring. Cause I don't know that anybody's looking at that and going,
nah.
Yeah, I want that.
And here's something that I talk about with like my, the soccer circles I follow on Twitter, but it's like there's a comparison here. Like I hate when lineups are built to cover the weakness of another player. Like why not? Like just like because it's like puzzle pieces and find the right combinations. But still, if you got to build your entire lineup to cover the deficiencies of one player, like just try replacing that one player. So the lineup is built to basically cover what Kemba doesn't give you, but Kemba isn't giving you what he normally would, so it's not even worth having him in the starting lineup anymore.
And that might be a conversation that needs to be had. Like, hey, Kemba, you might just need to be the sixth man and come off the bench and try to score. Because, I mean, he's entering that stage of his career. Like,
yeah,
unless he is going to suddenly just become a better distributor, like, which I think he could do. You know, people talked about his assistant. I mean, his best teammate in Charlotte was Nick Batum, Marvin Williams, and fucking Jeremy Lamb. Like, he ain't played with nobody
come
compared to.
Come on, man. Dude, I'm gonna pull it up.
Pull it up.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pull it up, man. I mean, because I saw.
Oh yeah, the last.
Yeah, I saw the last one. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Celtics getting bad PG karma for what they did to and you know what's funny? Joey Public is a huge Isaiah Thomas fan, but again, small guards when they approach 30, they're like running backs, man.
Look, like most people thought this was a hot take when I said this, but I was like, because I put this on the timeline and I got flamed. I think Pat was the only one who really understood what I was saying, because I wasn't really saying it from like a basketball standpoint, but more so just like longevity. I was like, if you're trading IT for Kyrie, what do you really get? And people's like, wait, Kyrie's a top 5 point guard, and IT is like, just IT's cool, but he's not like. But I was like, no, really, because this Kyrie experiment is not going to work. And okay, like if you want to trade Isaiah Thomas at his peak, then okay, go for a more worthwhile trade. But that Kyrie experiment did not work, and for a myriad of different reasons. And I think Kyrie learned a lot about himself in Boston, but not in a good way. But yeah, that because yeah, this nigga was out for like half the season, and then then when he comes back, he's telling Jason Tatum like what to do, and Jason Tatum's like, bro, like I've been here, like what are you even talking about? So yeah, he like totally disrupted. Like, and what's wild is like when he was there and he was hurt, they were better without him. But we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah,
I mean, they needed him. They showed why they needed him in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Because when Terry Rozier is shooting you out the game, that's where Kyrie would have come in handy, because that like Jason Tatum was hooping, and Jaylen Brown and Rozier were just like, fuck it. They were just taking fuck it shots. And it's like, okay, yo, Tatum, if you go back to that moment with Tatum, now I think Tatum's more seasoned to say, give me the ball.
Yeah.
Like I just yammed on LeBron.
Tatum wasn't there yet.
Yeah, I just yammed on LeBron. Give me the ball. Get out my way. Like nobody else needs to touch it but me in this time frame. But the problem is the rest of the East is caught up. Embiid's, the Nets, the Sixers. I don't trust Milwaukee in the playoffs. I genuinely do not. Chris Middleton hooping in the regular season, but if Chris Middleton can't go give me a bucket in a 3-point game in Game 6 of the semis against a good team, he ain't doing that. I don't see him doing that. I'm sorry, I don't. And Giannis can't shoot for shit. And I don't think Drew Holiday can give me that either. So you got a 1B and 2 number 3s, and I just don't see that working.
Yeah, when I knew it was going to get rough with them when the Bogdan whatever the hell his last name,
Boban Bogdanovic.
Yeah. When that trade fell through, because I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what they need. But that trade fell through, and I was like, is Giannis going to get out of here? I mean, he didn't. He probably should have.
The KG mistake.
Yeah, he definitely should have. But yeah, that's when I knew. I was like, nah, this team's not going anywhere.
You know, a trade that would actually make both teams better and would make sense for both parties? Drew Holiday for Kyrie.
Yeah.
Fixes the Nets defense, gives the Bucks a go-to playmaker down the stretch in the game.
Yeah.
Makes so much sense. Because you can play Holiday off the ball. Harden can add a ball as much as he wants. Him and KD, he don't need the ball to rock. James Harden and KD are not your best perimeter defenders. KD can defend, but he's coming off an Achilles injury. That would actually make both teams better. Kyrie would probably throw a fucking fit being in Milwaukee, and why wouldn't you? I think it's the most segregated city in America. So why would super woke Kyrie want to live there? But That I just thought of that. Like that trade would make both teams better because you have a couple 1Bs and a number 3, and then you have a clear hierarchy in Brooklyn of 1A, 1B, number 3 with Holiday, and Joe Harris can step in and make shots, but you also get a legit perimeter defender.
Yeah, and I thought that that Kyrie would be served up there for a minute. I was like, okay, they got Harden, but what they
I still think he might get traded.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
I think that they're probably going to go through this season with all 3 just so they can say, hey, we tried it. And then in the offseason, they'll flip Kyrie because somebody will take him. Somebody will take some small market team will take 2 more years of Kyrie Irving to fill up seats, and they'll send back a load of low spades and high face cards of other suits to get something back for him. Because I mean, why wouldn't you? But yeah, I don't think that defense is awful, like awful. And if I don't know what Kyrie and KD see in DeAndre Jordan, but Jared Allen should have been starting. Goddamn it!
Yes,
that shit makes no sense. To me.
Get off this man's name because he's not that same player anymore.
He's not that dude no more.
Jared Allen,
y'all thinking he's that dude is hurting the team. Like he shouldn't be starting.
No,
like Jared Allen and Torian Prince surprisingly were like the linchpins of that team's defense, and of course, Karis LeVert is a decent enough defender too. But it's like you down Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's gone for the season. You lost LeVert. You don't have Prince anymore. You don't have Jared Allen. It's them 3 dudes. Joe Harris and Jeff Green is getting quality minutes.
Jeff Green,
who is 33 years old, and people are still talking about 34 years old. I think it's people.
And people are still talking about like man, Jeff Green.
Jeff Green can never put it together. It's like dog. Jeff Green. People have been saying this about Jeff Green since he got traded to Boston. Yeah, yes. Jeff Green was born in 86. So Jeff Green is 34 years old, finna be 35, and people are still talking about, man, if Jeff Green could just put it together, he would be the truth. And it's like, dog, he ain't.
He's never going to be that guy.
Like he's a year younger than LeBron, people. Like stop it. That shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't be talking. He shouldn't be talking about this man's potential. He's been in the league for 14 seasons. If he ain't put it together yet, it's not going to be put together. It's not a thing that's going to happen, man.
Maybe he'll put it all together once he joins the big 3 or something, but he's not putting it together in the NBA. No.
Man, what's hilarious is like if Jeff Green would have panned out, OKC would have had the original death lineup because you'd have had Serge, Green, KD, Harden, and Ibaka, and that shit would have been unsanitary.
And let's be fair, man. I think Jeff Green had. I think Jeff Green. All right, so people like Jeff Green and Rudy Gay, they were like maybe like 5 years too early because they were really in that era. Like they were like before the era like they were in now, like a positionless basketball. Because Jeff Green was a primary ball handler at Georgetown. He played point guard too, but when he got to the league, like they're like, okay. Are you a 3? Are you a 4? Like what are we gonna do with you? So yeah, we just he was in the in between spot and nobody knew what to do with him. So he didn't really develop. Like he's like a jack of all trades, masters of none type of dudes, and that's why he'll give you like those mini spurts of like just like okay, like you'll look like wait, Jeff Green dropped 40, and then he'll just fall off the next game because.
Also, him being drafted with KD didn't help. Yeah. They were drafted in the same draft, and it's like. Well, you got 2 of these near 7-foot dudes who can do everything. And today, that's like perfect. 2 7-foot dudes who can do nearly everything on the court. But like, I think OKC was too scared. And when they made that trade, like, think about this. They traded away Jeff Green to get Kendrick Perkins so they could deal with Andrew Bynum.
That's the era we were in.
Andrew Bynum, by the way, who is younger than Jeff Green.
Yes. Yes.
Andrew Bynum is younger than Jeff Green. Please keep that in mind. Andrew Bynum hasn't been in the league in a decade, and they traded away Jeff Green to get Kendrick Perkins so they could beat Andrew Bynum. And if they would have just stayed the course, OKC would have been crazy, even if Jeff Green don't pan out, because you would have had Serge at center and then 3 other monsters. That's just wild to think about how they drafted all of that, and they
they lucked out with Surge because you have a big man who has a nice shooting touch too.
Yeah,
so,
who developed that? Like, they wait 2 more years and they're fine. But yeah, I see what Joe's saying. Yeah, to Joe Code's point, like, yeah, they're betting on not many teams being able to beat them in a shootout. But the fees point right under that. One bad shooting night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like Harden and Kyrie are just efficiency masters. Like, when all three are hot, that's great. But it's going to be tough to get all three hot and keep KD involved.
And when James, all right, so you got to take the highs with the lows with James Harden because, of course, like when he's on, but James Harden will absolutely shoot you out of the game. Like, he will absolutely do that. So yeah, I can see this crashing and burning, and because like these three guys, like on paper, like cool, is perfect, but no, like this is like a game that's like based on like balance and having the right combination of things. So I can see them running up, against the right team, and it's gonna be a long day for them.
Funny enough, I think they would have trouble against the Bucks just because all three of the Bucks' big three are good defenders.
Mm-hmm.
Like Middleton, Giannis, and Holiday are all good defenders, and they can all match up with their big three. So
Jeff Green is part of Never Die Corporation.
Listen, Jeff Green gonna be out here getting the check till he can't no more.
Jeff Green gonna be in the league, so he like 42, man.
Like, he just gonna be one of them cats that you look up. It was like when I saw Robert Parrish on like the '96 Bulls.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, not like saw him in '96, but like saw that he was on the roster. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck was he doing on that roster? Like, he was just collecting the check. Like, Robert Parrish is gonna be somewhere. He gonna be where the money reside. Goddamn it.
Yes.
Jeff Green is just gonna be one of them cats who in the league. Jeff Green, 38 years old. Somebody gonna be like, listen, man, if he could just put it together.
We could put it all together
for a month in April and May. We in there. We might be able to ride that to a championship, baby. And it's like, yo, this man almost 40.
He has so much potential.
Like that he might be the top of the potential all-stars in basketball. Of like the first team all potential.
It is. I think he is, because for some reason people are still holding on to his potential, but Wiggins had that for a while, but Wiggins bubble busts quicker than anybody else. Like,
everybody like Wiggins, Jabari Parker, people gave up on them quick. Like, nah, y'all, we good on y'all. Like, we don't need to. Like, I've never seen people hold on to what someone could have been like they have with Jeff Green. Like, it's like, for a non-number one pick, it's amazing.
Yeah,
people ain't do that for Michael Beasley. They ain't did that shit for OJ Mayo. Like, nobody else.
Yeah, shout out to Avinton J. Anthony. That's a man named Avinton J. Anthony Mayo.
Jeff Green is older than Derrick Rose, and ain't nobody out here talking about Derrick Rose potential.
That really puts it into perspective.
Which, by the way, Tom Thibodeau needs to be arrested.
Yeah, why, man? Why are you punishing this man yet again? Like,
you're gonna go trade for this man again?
Like, that's sadistic.
It's like you like, nah, I gotta get that other ACL, dog. I ain't get both. And the fact that Derrick Rose tore his ACL in a meaningless, like at the end in garbage time of a playoff game that they had won, in a series they probably would have swept, that they ended up losing. And you gonna go play for him for a third? That man ruined Luol Deng.
Luol Deng had to get bone marrow transplants. Like, and Thibodeau was still like, "Hey, when you coming back?
I need you for these 40 minutes.
I need you, man."
That man is out there running RJ Barrett and Julius Randle into the ground. These cats is playing 39 minutes a night. Tibbs is like, "No, you can't get no rest." Load management. The fuck is that? Like, dog, that shit is absurd, man. Like,
dog, Thibodeau would have players playing their 40 minutes a game to score 80 points a game. Like, it's insane. Like, why are you putting these men through this torture, man?
Like, this man was out there playing Keith Bogan's 40 minutes a night in the playoffs. Keith Bogan, you up against Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh, and you got Keith Bogans out there as a starting shooting guard because he gives me good defensive minutes. He can't do nothing to Dwayne Wade or LeBron James.
I don't know this man's obsession with. I don't want my two to have any kind of offensive acumen. Give me the trashiest two possible, as long as he plays good.
He wants to prove something. You got the jersey of the greatest shooting guard ever in the Raptors, and you like, nah, we don't need that. I'm good
because
you know what? Like, give me 35-year-old Rip Hamilton.
No, because they had a chance to get Joe Johnson. And even Wade, but that was kind of like a big pie in the sky type deal. They had a chance to get Joe Johnson, then they went for Carlos Boozer, which was just
like the wildest part about that whole free agency class was I think like Wade and LeBron admitted this, that they wanted to go to Chicago, but Jerry Krause being so cheap, not Jerry Krause, the owner Reinsdorf being so cheap, they were like, nah. We not like you gonna have to spend more money to get us. And Reinsdorf was like, well, can you guys take a little bit less? It's like you ain't won a title since MJ walked out this motherfucker. Hey. You got D Wade and LeBron ready to come to this motherfucker with Derrick Rose. The spacing would have been trash, but who boy been a contest every night in that motherfucker. Joe Cole, bro. Tim drives cars until the tires. You damn right. He don't change them damn brake pads until that squeaking is unbearable, son.
Hey, Tibbs, the third coming at the times more, drop it more.
He's like that Kobe commercial. More. How many more minutes do you want me to play? More. Coach, I ain't got no more cartilage in my knees. They bone on bone. More. Tibbs, the medical staff thinks you've been playing RJ a little bit too much. He'll be all right. You see what I did to Derek? Julius Randle icing his knees every. RJ Barrett, 22 years old or younger. How old is RJ Barrett?
Yeah, he's 20.
RJ Barrett is 20 years old. He probably got to ice his knees every night.
Yeah, 20.
Tibbs playing him 39 minutes a night. That is obscene. There are 48 minutes in the NBA game. He ain't even letting them get a full quarter's worth of rest.
No.
Like the type of cat, like Allen Iverson played 41 minutes a game for his career. That's why Allen Iverson could not play past like 31 or 32.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a reason LeBron has found ways to take minutes off on the defensive end, even when he plays a lot. It's important. And Tibbs is like, nope. We gonna get this 500 record, but y'all gonna earn it.
To get a rest break on the Tibbs team is basically like when you're watching the Olympics and the people running like cross country, like they just run and grab some water. Just like that's how you do it basically, because you're not getting off the court.
Like you come off the court with Tibbs, not to even put your warm up on because you're going right back in.
You're going right back in.
Tibbs gonna give you about a minute. Then he call that timeout.
like nah, stand over there and stretch out. Like nah,
you gonna get 30 seconds of rest per quarter. Fucking with Tibbs, that man is sadistic.
Like I saw that Derrick Rose trade. I just shook my head. I was like, why is he doing this to this man again? Look,
what did he do to you?
This man turned his life around.
What did Derrick Rose do? Derrick Rose got out here, found a lane as a 6-man coming off the bench, giving you energy, found a way to resurrect his career. Tibbs, like I was so mad when I was a Bulls fan. I was so mad that Rose was taking his time coming back. And now that I'm older, I understand it.
I understand. Mm-hmm.
He like, man, I'm about to go test it for paired ACL on 42 minutes a night with Tom Thibodeau. Why would I do that to myself? That's fucking obscene. Like, hold on, let me pull this up. Derrick Rose minutes per game.
Oh man.
In 2011, he was playing 37 minutes per game when he won the MVP.
The dog.
Next season, 35 minutes per game. He hit his 37, 37, 37, 35.
Dog.
Ridiculous. That is absurd on so many levels. And Tom Thibodeau ain't give a fuck. Tom the Bone Collector Thibodeau. You gonna earn your paycheck with Tibbs.
Oh yeah.
You gonna earn that motherfucking paycheck. That man is roof. I don't know how he keeps getting jobs. Like, there's no way you can have a competent medical staff and be like, "Yo, we bringing in Tom Thibodeau." What? I'd resign if I was the team doctor. Like, nah, man, I can't sign off on this.
And not to mention, man, his philosophy is kind of like that's like the yesteryear of the NBA anyway. So I don't know how this man still keeps getting jobs.
I mean, Tibbs is a defensive coordinator, is top tier.
Yes.
Like, he gonna design he could probably fix the Nets defense if that was his primary focus. Like, Tibbs is going to design you a defense, but he can't be in charge of personnel decisions and how many minutes niggas play, man. He can't do that. You can't have a white man ruining niggas' ligaments like this. It's a new day. That shit don't look right, man. Tibbs don't give a fuck. Could you imagine if Tibbs was coaching somebody like Joel Embiid or Giannis?
Nah.
Like, what he would do today?
Joel Embiid would it would be bad for him.
Joel would crumble to dust.
Oh man!
In front of it would be like the Thanos snap in front of our eyes if he had Joel Embiid. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Tibbs should be banned from head coaching.
Like, amazing defensive coordinator, but this man should not be a head coach.
Like Adam Silver should be like, "Hey man," if he said Kawhi would request a trade mid-game. Kawhi, who ain't trying to play no more than 30 minutes in the game. Kawhi with Latrell Sprewell Tibbs. I can tell you that right now. Walk out the stadium like Devonte Davis.
Hey, big dog, this my last career. This my last career, big dog.
Oh, that's one of the greatest stories of all time. Like, I respect this so much. For you to that man was in the locker room and said, "Bruh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it."
He was talking to Trey Davis. Why did Trey Davis like, "Oh, this is your last play of the game?" He's like, "Nah, man, this last time, this my last season, man." And he's like, "Bro, this man saw Josh Allen." He's like, "No, I can't do that no more."
Dog, at halftime, ain't even finished the game. The nigga just took his equipment off and said, "I can't do it."
No, big dog, I can't do it no more.
Like, nah, man. Nah, can't do it. Won't do it. Not gonna do it. It can't. He said, "I'm at work crying." Like, bro, that's the wildest. And the fact that his brother is Vernon Davis makes that more hilarious, because Vernon Davis played where he was gonna get every check that he could get. But Vontae.
Just so he was back home, like when Darius left the club.
You walk in the crib, he eating cereal.
Oh, I've been here. Where y'all been?
Darius leaving the club in Atlanta is one of the greatest scenes of all time, by the way. Man couldn't get back in the section and said, all right. I get at y'all boys.
I'm on Zoo Tycoon.
This man Devonte Davis was in the locker room like, "Hey, but shit, I holler at y'all boys."
For all the wrong reasons, Devonte Davis is like my favorite player in the league for a long time, because I don't know if you remember this, but he tried to do the Ray Lewis celebration and snapped his clavicle. Like,
no, I don't remember.
And they had to carry this man off the field.
Nah, man. Oh shit. Whoo.
Devonte Davis is a legend, man.
Whoo. Yeah. Man. Shout out to Devonte Davis, man. We should all aspire to have that level of self-awareness to be like, I ain't got it in me, and leave it at. I remember when that story broke. I was like, what?
Oh, like it was, the game was still going, and then like Devonte Davis has retired. I was like, oh, I was
like that is so antithetical to everything that is football.
Yes.
He was like, nah, man.
I don't feel it no more.
Nope. Yeah. Nah. Oh, bruh. Yeah. Speaking of football, Tom Brady won another Super Bowl.
We had this conversation before, man. There are enough good things you can say about Tom Brady without having to add extra superlatives. Tom Brady is not the greatest athlete of all time. Please stop it.
He's not the greatest athlete in team sports.
Exactly.
Like, listen, man. Tom Brady played a good game. I actually watched the Super Bowl. I watched a football game in like 4 years, but I actually watched the Super Bowl. Because, I mean, it's Pat Mahomes' first Tom Brady. Why wouldn't you watch that? But stop it.
Please.
Middle-aged white people, please stop it.
Please.
Please.
Words mean things. He's the greatest quarterback of all time, the most prolific NFL player of all time, but greatest athlete he is not. And that's fine.
Like, there are franchises that I don't think have made it to 10 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, we get it. Phenomenal. But greatest athlete of all. Come on, man. Come on. It ain't like he was on a team with a bunch of fucking bums. Like, I know the Buccaneers are a joke of a franchise, but he's not LeBron where he can just walk to a team and immediately get them to the playoffs. Like, LeBron had the Lakers where his second best player was either Kyle Kuzma or Brandon Ingram vying for a playoff spot. He ain't that.
Yeah, and he handpicked this team, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, the defense is amazing, great coaching staff. They were just because I mean, they already had the team made. They just needed like that one extra piece. So
they just need a quarterback not to throw 30 interceptions.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, not saying like Jameis would take them to a Super Bowl, but Jameis in year 2 on the Arians offense would have been way better. So I mean,
do you think that Jameis couldn't have won the Super Bowl if he'd have been the quarterback?
I mean, I think he could have, but I'm not. What I'm saying is, I'm not going just.
Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm asking that as a general question, like to people.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Do you not think that if Jameis Winston was the quarterback instead of Tom Brady on Sunday, that the Buccaneers wouldn't have won?
Considering that the defense was the reason they, won for real, because I mean, Pat Mahomes could breathe. Yeah.
When you can win an NFC Championship game on the road after throwing 3 picks, it's probably not you.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, a big part of being great is being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And Brady has done that more often than not. I say all the time, Brady is one of the most competitive people in like the history of sports. Like, when you just look at his story, like, he was 7th string at Michigan when he showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Most guys ain't. Most teams don't even have 7 quality quarterbacks to have. So he was either really trash or Michigan's quarterback room was really good, but he worked himself into becoming.
I vividly remember him being trash, and
he couldn't beat out Drew Henson.
Yeah, and much to his credit, like he put a lot of work into his body. And he's an anomaly in that sense, because he doesn't have like the strongest arm, but his arm wasn't that strong his first years in the league. Mm-hmm. Like, he put work into that. He put work into his fitness and to play quarterback and true enough, he does get some help from the refs. So stop the narrative that, the NFL hates him. But anyway, to play quarterback and to take that type of basically that just type of like the toll it takes on your body, like repeatedly, like taking those hits, like for him to be playing well into his 40s, that's amazing. So I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying, like, we don't have to go overboard and say he's the greatest athlete ever, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, he's not better than Serena. He's not better than Simone Biles.
Yes,
he ain't better than LeBron. He ain't better than MJ.
Has Tom Brady ever done anything where the refs had to say this is illegal because if anybody else tries it, they will die? And by the way, this is a reference to Simone Biles. Simone Biles does things where they're like, nobody else do this because it is physically impossible to do this, even though this human just did it. But don't you try, because
it's like, yo, you can't. Which is like something that ties into LeBron. There's a story that LeBron once got on his oldest Bronny for doing all these flips and shit off of the diving board. He's like, yo, stop doing that because these other kids aren't as athletic as you and they can't do that. Like, there's something to be said there for saying, yo, you can't do this because other people will die if they try. Mm-hmm. Like, just those throws that Patrick Mahomes made on those last couple drives. Tom Brady ain't ever did that.
No.
He ain't ever been running across his body all the way down the field, and he ain't been parallel to the ground and hit a receiver in the face mask with bodies hanging off. He ain't did that.
I still don't know how Pat did that. Like this man, Pat was like bullet time. It was just
his legs were higher than his chest was. And he managed to get enough torque on the ball.
Like no, because I don't think people understand how amazing this is, because like throwing like is all about like, you know, push up. You're taught to push off your back foot. This man
and all this.
Yeah, this man legs was in the air and he still was able to drive the ball and almost like, you know, have a touchdown on that.
Like, and it's not Tyreek Hill's fault, because Tyreek Hill, if you're seeing that, you're like, this ball ain't coming. Oh shit! Exactly. Tyreek Hill had to be there. Like, all right, I'm gonna get in position to. Damn, this ball. Oh fuck! Like, yeah. There's no way he actually thought that ball was gonna get. I didn't think the ball was gonna get them. But like, yeah, it's okay to like again. Best and greatest are two different things. Yeah. Another thing, Fee's talking about, like, Mahomes ran almost 500 yards just trying to avoid the rush. He was only sacked like what 3 times in that game. Mm-hmm. If you saw the pass, like the Bucks deep. Todd Bowles pitched the perfect game.
Yeah,
but yeah, like words mean things. Tom Brady might be the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's not the best quarterback of all time. He's not the best athlete of all time. Like, stop saying shit like that. Like, words mean things. And what Tom Brady has done will never be eclipsed. I don't think we will ever see a quarterback. Because a big part of Tom Brady winning all these Super Bowls is Tom Brady willing to take less money so that his team could be competitive. And the fact that he's married to a supermodel who also makes a fuck ton of money. Mm-hmm. So he ain't in a position to where he got to provide for his entire family and take on generations of debt. Like, Tom Brady's not in that position. So he could afford to restructure his contract constantly, to take less money and make sure that the Patriots could sign Randy Moss. Because once a quarterback's out of his rookie contract these days with the money, you can't build a team around him. Like, Mahomes' window was pretty much now.
And that's what the Rams are learning. And also my Eagles are learning. Like, basically, there at any given time, there are like 2 or 3 quarterbacks who are like absolute game changers. Those are the people who deserve the money. But what's crazy is most of the time they don't get the money. These quarterbacks get the money, and then they hamstring their teams, and the teams can't go out and build the personnel to surround this quarterback with talent. So if your quarterback isn't a game changer, don't give him this contract.
I mean, you would almost. You're almost better off trying to find a good quarterback in the draft and keeping a good team around them and constantly retrying with rookie contracts than you are with paying a quarterback hundreds of millions of dollars, being hamstrung for 5 or 6 years, and then having to restart the whole process again.
Exactly.
Like, if like the way I would look at it if I was running an NFL team strictly from a number standpoint is, do I think this quarterback can win me a Super Bowl with a subpar supporting cast? No. Let him walk. Go get another one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Joe brings up a point, and the best receivers he ever has since the exception of Randy Moss. That is 100% true. And Fee said, look at the Seahawks. Ever since Russell got paid, everything else been shit around. Yeah. Because when Russell was on a rookie deal, you could pay the defense.
I will say this, though. Russ has been, like, much to his credit, Russ is now in a place where he's playing above where he gets credit for. I think Russ has proved that he's like, of course, he's not a gimmick, but he's been elite these last couple of seasons.
Oh, no.
But much like you said, you can't give him the help to get him over the line because what I've been reading, like, that's been the story the last few days. Like, Russell, like, basically is telling the brass of the Seahawks, like, hey, give me an offensive line, or else, like, you're gonna have to let me go because I'm not gonna take this abuse. I need an offensive line.
Yeah, like, everybody can't be like Aaron Rodgers, who has been paid, I think, twice at this point, and they haven't drafted a skill position player in his entire time in the first round and his entire time there. Like, but he's like one of one in that regard. Like, Pat Mahomes might prove to be the second of that, but everybody can't get you deep into the playoffs strictly off guile and athleticism and just being better than everybody around them. Like, now, granted, the one thing the the Packers have done is they have drafted defensive players, they have drafted lines, and basically it's been on Aaron to say, hey, Devonte Adams, Jordy Nelson, y'all just gonna have to become go-to receivers for me. So like there is something to be said there about that. But yeah, it's and to Fee's point, what he's saying, Russell is absolutely worth the money, but he has no offensive line and the defense is subpar. But yeah, that kind of goes to the point that we're saying. If you can't do it by yourself and your team can't be trusted to draft well, then because really the only way you're gonna get an influx of talent is through the draft. Like, and you have to draft those positions that translate to the NFL early. Well, you have to draft and you have to have good lines. Like, I mean, the Bomani Jones brought up a good point on his podcast. One of the tackles for the Chiefs was the same tackle who lined up opposite Von Miller in the Panther Super Bowl. And if you know anything about that Panther Super Bowl, you know that Cam was running for his life all night. So if the only reason you've ever heard
this man name, still has a job,
but that's the thing, like he's the backup tackle and he's only there. So like when I heard, I was like, if I had known that before the game, I'd have been like, oh hell no, there's no way the Chiefs can win. Like this dude was lining up in front of Ndamukong Suh. Trying to protect Patrick Mahomes, and this is the dude that was getting. Now, granted, Von Miller is one of the greatest defensive ends of the last few years, but it's still wild to me that the only other time I've heard this dude's name was when he was getting smoked in the Super Bowl trying to protect Cam Newton. Like Cam Newton had no line, and his best receiver was Ted Ginn.
I'll say this: look through every Super Bowl winner through history. Look at their offensive line and defensive line. Like, don't look at the skilled players. Don't look at the quarterback. Look at the offensive line and defensive line. Like, really, like the game is won in the trenches. I know that's an old adage, but that's what it boils down to. When the Eagles won their Super Bowl, it's because that's the best the line has ever been, and that's the best the defensive line has ever been. Like, you have to have those two things. As long as you have that, everything else pretty much falls into place. But yeah, like football is such a weird sport because I don't think people know how quickly plays develop, like how shortly like they can like it end. So that's why you need lines on both sides to both stop that and to both elongate that play. So yeah, games are born in the trenches.
This Bucks team reminded me of the Giants team.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly.
If you can get pressure with 4, like, yeah. I don't know if I'm Andy Reid, I'd have been like, y'all better be biting some ankles or some shit.
Todd Bowles was like, hey, we're not even gonna send a blitz.
I could just send 4.
Yeah, okay. Like, two backup tackles. Okay, cool, got you. All right.
Oh, the dude that got Cam Newton almost killed in the Super Bowl. Say less.
I remember him. Say less.
Oh, that's who started attack. I'm like, I wish I'd have known that. I'll put a big bet on the Bucks.
Dog,
I don't even gamble.
Dog, if Andy Reid himself would have been that left tackle, they would have done better than having that man out there.
Yeah, that was poor Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's still, the most gifted quarterback we have ever seen play.
Pat Mahomes is still like one of one. Like the things he's capable of doing, we've never seen again. I won't say we won't see it again because I said that about Aaron Rodgers, and then you could tell Pat Mahomes grew up watching Aaron Rodgers and took it to the next level. So I think we're getting to a place now where like these hybrids of like we said before, these guys who play shortstop, but now they're deciding like, hey, football is the place for me, like because they're not in the traditional arm mechanics. They're like, okay, I want to sling the ball this way. So they're doing amazing things. I never thought.
If Kyler Murray was 6'3",
it'd be a wrap.
If Kyler Murray was 6'3", him and Pat Mahomes would be neck and neck for most talented quarterbacks like you've ever seen play.
No, and this is
Russell Wilson was also a baseball player, so yeah, that's true.
This is kind of random, but I hate how Kyler Murray runs. Somebody say
he runs like a toddler.
Yeah, somebody say he runs like a bad toddler. Like he like his head is always up at. Like I hate how he runs. But that little joker is quick, man.
But if he was 6'3", it would be a Reynolds. Like the fact that he's 5'11" and got taken number 1, just because of the fact that he just like he from the clips I've seen, he has a zip on the ball like Vic did,
Mm-hmm.
to where it just comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Vic threw hard. Like, so if he was 6'3" and you couldn't like block passing lanes, it'd be a Reynolds rep. It would be a Reynolds, like, and the fact that he got Hopkins over there for nothing.
Just
like Cliff Kingsbury out here might have had a losing record, might end up going down with a losing record at head coach with Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray. That is absurd.
Yeah.
That is absurd. Fee said Andy Reid was horrible because they had soft boxes all night and they kept on. Yeah, Andy Reid, those West Coast, and I brought this up on our chat we were watching, like, it took Andy Reid how long to realize that Brian Westbrook was like ill? Like, and to stop just throwing him swing passes and screen routes and to actually let him run the ball?
All right, man. Like, because Andy Reid is my favorite football coach of all time. So
I love Andy Reid.
No. I was about to say he was doing things conceptually that. All right, it's weird because he was doing things conceptually that are normal now back then, but they seemed weird back then. Like you'd look and you'd be like, wait, Andy Reid, quarterback, just threw 50 passes a game. LaShawn McCoy only ran the ball 3 times, but he had 17 passes thrown to him. That's an air raid offense. Like, so Andy Reid was doing things that there was really no concept for, and they weren't working at the time, but they're working now. But if he does make a good point, he should have adjusted his game plan. I think he tried to, like, I saw like some clips like where he was like tossing a lot of screens and stuff. I think he tried to do it, but yeah, Andy Reid is like an offensive pioneer in that regard. So
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But you got Brian Westbrook, and you don't figure out till his 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 season that this dude can get 1,000 yards. Like, you spent a first round pick on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Let that man run the ball. You got Le'Veon Bell. Let that man run the ball. Even if you can't do it put him in just for a change of pace. Just try it.
I will certainly tell you that Brian Westbrook would not have been Brian Westbrook if he had any other coach but Andy Reid.
No, I agree, but I think it was clear.
But no, I get what you're saying, though.
Once he figured out, this dude can run the ball too, everybody was like, well, damn, man, why wasn't he doing this before? Mm-hmm. Like, his career high previous to that year was, so he had 193 yards that year. He probably wasn't playing much. 613, 812, 617, and then 12-17, 13-33. But by that point in time, he was already 30.
I mean, that's just Andy Reid, man. Like, because I remember one year, one of his best players was a fullback by the name of Leonard Weaver, and I think dude was like 33 years old. That's just Andy Reid.
No, it is. But I mean, when they playing 6 dudes in the box,
yeah,
let Clyde run it. Let Le'Veon run it. What you got to lose?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes done ran for 500 yards already. You might as well put the ball in someone's hand and let him run forward with some momentum. Devonte Graham is now 4 for 10. 0 for 5 from 3. 8 points. Bum. I want James Borrego fired. Anyway, we got anything else? Oh, Joe Code says that NFC West might end up being Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Watson, and Matthew Stafford.
No, NFC West.
Yeah, I said NFC. I said the AFC. Okay. NFC West. Yeah. Wait, where would Watson be going?
So
who's the other team out?
That will leave the Niners.
Oh, yeah, the Niners.
And if you put Deshaun Watson with Shanahan,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, please.
It's a wrap. Like it's gonna get ugly.
And Deshaun Watson is also like one of the dudes who's like truly like a one of one, because he it's very rare to have a quarterback play above like just terrible coaching. And also like physically, like, and this isn't to take anything away from Deshaun, I don't think people realize like he doesn't really have the strongest arm. He's actually not as fast as he looks when he plays, but for some reason, like when he like and I forgot who said it when he was a prospect and entering the draft, somebody was like, this dude has Michael Jordan qualities, and people was like, but nah, he has
Dabo said
yeah, he has, and that's one of the, I mean, I hate Dabo, but that's one of the smartest things he says, because like across the board, he has just the right combination of everything, and he has it all together in one package. And on top of that, he's a great competitor. So yeah, man, I hope Deshaun Watson ends up with a team who truly appreciates him and his skill set, and the Niners would be perfect for him.
Yeah, I would. Him and Shanahan would be like. Shanahan is definitely a nepotism all-star, but he's proven, if nothing else, despite his numerous Super Bowl fuck-ups, that that he can at least if he can scheme up Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
What can he do with Deshaun Watson? Like, seriously, like what could he do with Deshaun Watson, young in his prime Deshaun Watson as his quarterback? Still, the wildest thing about Shanahan is that him and Chris Sims have each other's initials tattooed on their ankles. Yeah, him and Chris Sims like had a similar relationship to Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley.
Oh,
because Kyle Shanahan was that white dude who wasn't good enough to be quarterback, so he played receiver. So he was like the roommate of Chris Sims at Texas, and he was like his favorite receiver, and I don't know he played that much, but yeah.
I mean, I remember him. He played a little, but he was trash. But yeah.
Yeah, he was that guy. So it makes sense that he's become a good coach because he couldn't play quarterback. So now he's scheming up and drawing up all the plays he was watching on the sidelines. But yeah, him and Chris Sims apparently have each other's initials tattooed on their ankles.
All right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on time.
I know what old Phil was thinking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got an hour and 12 minutes out of without knowing what the hell we were going to be talking about before we got on the air.
As always. It's our talent at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we just get on here and talk about the same shit we would be talking about in the group chat. Yeah. So are y'all doing on last week's episode this week?
Yeah, so we've picked up one division, which AJ is gonna let us go down that journey on our own. We're also going to do we may do it live. Monday we're going to talk about Judas and the Black Messiah, and then one of my favorite shows is coming back. I'll probably be the only one covering this, just like I did Fargo in little like 10-minute episodes. Snowfall returns February 24th. You got to. It is it's top tier now.
Dog, that scene in season 1 threw me off.
I know. No, I know.
You know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching the show.
I was like, nah, I can't. This is some Sons of Anarchy level.
like young Joe face ain't have to do that to that, man.
Yeah, that wasn't and then you could have implied that happened. You didn't have. Yeah, but yeah, I gotta I'm in the middle of rewatching Gundam Wing, but I think tomorrow while I'm working
let me tell you this, and if I'm saying it, then it can be done. Skip the remaining episodes of Snowfall, watch the last 2 episodes of season 1, and jump right into season 2. Because that's where the stuff happens. The last 2 episodes of season 1, and then pick up season 2.
All right.
Yeah, and if I'm saying it, then,
I know. You wouldn't tell me to skip if it wasn't. Speaking of, did skipping the episodes help you in Clone Wars, or did you just say nah?
See, man,
Hey, listen, man. I understand you was moving cross country. I ain't even gonna about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pick it back up, man, because I totally fell off.
I mean, at this point, you don't really need to until you figure out what's happening with the Mandalorian and all these shows anyway. There's no rush.
Yeah.
It's really no rush. You really just need to like watch the episodes about the Darksaber and Mandalore and like the last part of like maybe the end of maybe season 7, like the last few episodes of season 7. And the rest of that shit can be filled in by wiki. Truly. Okay. Yeah, it's not really a big deal. But yeah. That's what we got going. We'll be back next week. Maybe Phil will be joining us. If not, we're definitely gonna get Lee on here at some point. Because we got a funny podcast review referencing someone who hates everything. And I'm like, well, if you think we hate everything, let me introduce you to Lee.
Just wait.
Just wait. We seem like we love everything. We seem like hippies that are sunshine and rainbows compared to Lee. Because him and Lee doesn't actually hate everything. I know that's a hashtag that we use, but Lee does enjoy things. They're just things that you probably would not like. Even Ronnie sometimes is like, yo, dog, that's a bridge too far.
Yeah. I'm like 2 notches below Lee, but Lee is just
Lee, with everything, like music, movies, TV. Like, I'm that way about rap, but you can give me some Bourne music and other genres and Bourne TV shows and movies, and I watch anime, for God's sakes, and I hate 90% of the anime protagonists that I watch, but I still watch them. Mm-hmm. So long as it's entertaining and there's a ton of explosions, I'm good. That is why Michael Bay movies don't bother me.
Shout out to Michael Bay,
even though they're so trash. Snyder Cut coming soon.
Nah. I'm not watching. So who are you bringing on in my place for the episode? Because I'm not watching.
That Fee will watch it.
Because I refuse.
Fee will watch, and I'm sure Joe Cole will watch. Chuck's definitely gonna watch so he can get Batman slander.
It looks ass. I like.
Lee's going to watch so he can hate on it. So I'll have options.
Okay.
Like I said, Fee will probably watch. I know Joe Cole will probably watch. Chuck's gonna watch so he can make Batman memes. There'll be options. Chuck is going to find a way to hate on Batman. Like that's the thing that's gonna happen. D's probably gonna watch.
Yeah, D's gonna watch.
So it'll be fine. There'll be plenty of people for me to talk about shiny, scaly Steppenwolf with. Listen, I'm only here for more Batfleck.
I mean, cool.
That's all I'm here for. I don't care about anything else. Batfleck and Black Suit Superman are all I want to see. That's it. Everything else is whatever. Whatever. Doesn't faze me any. Also, shouts to Steph Curry, man. Man's been balling since y'all said he
could. Oh, yeah. Y'all try to throw dirt on that man, and he was like, nah. If
I'm Steph, I'm warming up the ether every game.
Yes.
Y'all just shit on me, spit on me, spit on my grave. Talk about
y'all really must have forgot, man. Y'all really must have forgot who this man is.
Like, that man is out. That man is out here.
Yes.
And he don't give a damn about none. They 14-12 with Andrew Wiggins as his second best player. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. Andrew Wiggins is the second best player on the Warriors, and the Warriors have a winning record in the West. Throw some respect on Wardell II's name. Please. He 32, man. He ain't even spry no more.
Quick question before we go. And I know it's gonna be tough because Clay just came off one injury. Now he's injured again. Do you think when he recovers, they got one last run in them? If they maybe bring in like another piece, but I don't really know how they do that because you're not going to move that Wiggins contract. So
Draymond,
yeah,
they have a chance maybe in 2 years if Wiseman suddenly becomes AD-esque. If you have early career Anthony Davis with the 2 greatest shooters of all time around him, and Draymond Green's defensive coaching sticks.
Yeah, I was about to say Drake. That's why you leave Draymond on this team right now because, like I say, Eric Pascal can do everything Draymond can. So cool, but you leave Draymond on there because, you have to remember Draymond was a 2nd round pick, but this man has apart from doing dumb stuff occasionally, he has a very high basketball IQ. So you leave him on his team to be a player coach. So with him, I don't think he's no longer the starter. When this inevitable run happens, because I don't
even think he's on the team. They'll flip him as an expiring contract.
Oh well, but yeah, that's why he's on the team now because just that experience and know-how that he has is valuable.
Yeah, why I'm not a fan of taking centers high in the draft there was some idiot writer for the Charlotte Observer who said the Hornets should have traded up to get Wiseman because they had Devonte Graham and didn't need LaMelo Ball. And I was like, that's fucking absurd and stupid. But anyway, he's eating crow right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do that if you're the Warriors because you have two. And Steph and Clay's the big thing with Clay will be, can he defend the way that he defended?
Right. And I don't think yeah,
it's a little tough. So if Clay, if their jumpers are going to be fine, Ray Allen showed you can shoot until you're damn near 40, so their jumpers will be fine. So if Wiseman can develop into an ADS player who can, or even Embiid light, like if he can develop into something like that to where he can just dominate the paint and shuts the paint down defensively, yeah, they'll be fine. Like, I don't know that they'll win another title, but I think that they can make a run as long as they can get an athletic wing who can defend on the perimeter. But I don't think they win another title. Not until, like, I think year 3 Wiseman could do it. Steph will be 35 then. Clay will be like 33 or 34. So maybe. I mean, you've seen the way LeBron takes care of his body. Obviously, LeBron is a genetic freak, but you're seeing that it can be done if you do the right things with your body. So I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, the Lakers are probably winning the title this year. I don't think anyone's stopping them. Yeah. Clippers are a dark horse, but I'm not trusting any team that has Nick Batum as your starting power forward getting minutes because you desperately need a playmaker that badly. Like Nick Batum being a starter on a playoff team is disgusting.
Now that video of Kawhi the other night, like he was in hell. He was like trying to direct this man into a screen. And, like they desperately need like a real point guard too, but whatever.
Yeah. So I don't see the Warriors win another title, but Steph got his 3. Yeah, he got his 3. He got 2 regular season MVPs. He's a Hall of Famer. He'll be fine. He'll be okay. Also, let Sterling Sharp into the Hall of Fame, man. Stop playing with him, man.
Yeah.
Talking about he ain't play long enough. His 7 seasons are Hall of Fame worthy.
Look, I don't like when a career is cut short. I say, like, I look at that career. I was like, okay, if this person would have played longer, what their career would have been. Sterling Sharp would have been the all-time great if he played longer.
I mean, even if Sterling Sharp just plays 5 more years and he's ass, they let him into Hall of Fame off his first 7.
Exactly.
In his first 7 seasons, he led the NFL in the category 6 times.
Yes.
Whether it was catches, yards, or touchdowns. He did that 6 times, one of those categories. Mm-hmm. So on average, every year he played, obviously this didn't happen every year he played. He did it multiple times in one season. But on average, he led the NFL in the statistical category every season he played. Man, let that man in the Hall of Fame, man. He hurt his neck.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He hurt his. It ain't like he was constantly nick. He hurt his neck. What you want from the man? Let that man in the Hall of Fame. So we can see drunk Shannon Sharp with a goat mask on doing it. Come on, man. Stop playing with that man.
We need to see that. We need to see Shannon with the cigar and the Hennessy and the do-rag introducing his brother.
With the yellow jacket on. Like that needs to happen. Let that man in. Y'all let John Lynch in the Hall of Fame.
Why John Lynch catching the stray?
Does John Lynch belong in the Hall of Fame? Can you tell the history of the NFL and omit John Lynch's name?
I'm going to say he deserves to get in the Hall of Fame, but it's sooner than I thought he would.
I'm not going to say he ain't a Hall of Famer, but he shouldn't be in before Sterling Sharp is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's sooner than I thought he was because I was like, that's kind of soon for John Lynch.
I think he's someone who's been helped by his whatever prowess as a GM. But hey, the God Charles Woodson got in.
Yeah,
that's all I care about. Charles Woodson's in the Hall of Fame. That's really all I care about. Charles Woodson is in there.
And my favorite receiver, Terrell Eldorado Owens, is finally in the Hall of Fame. Well, that happened last year, but I'm just saying I'm glad y'all stopped playing with this man because I
thought he got in 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was 2 years ago. But you know what I mean. I'm glad y'all stopped playing with this man.
Yeah. So we can't. Yeah, stop playing with that man. Like, please, let Sterling Sharp in the Hall of Fame, man. His 7 years is a hold on. Let me pull these numbers up just so we can officially say it. I looked it up the other day, but I want to make sure I got it correct. In his 7 seasons, the man had 8,000 yards, 14 yards per catch, 65 touchdowns. Like, led the league in receiving yards once, led it in receptions twice, led it in touchdowns twice. I mean, let that man in the Hall of Fame, man.
That's good enough for me.
Let that man in the Hall of Fame. If he had 10 years and only had 600 yards per year after that, y'all to let him in the Hall of Fame. I know if y'all let Wes Welker in that fucking Hall of Fame before you let Sterling Sharp.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Don't make no fucking sense playing with that man's name. Let that man in the Hall of Fame, man.
Stop playing in the man's face.
They retired that man jersey number at South Carolina. Do you even know anybody else that played in South Carolina besides Jadeveon Clowney? No.
Oh, okay.
And maybe Steven Garcia, if you were an SEC fan. Outside of that, it's like Lou Holtz and Will Muschamp. And they coached. Stop playing with that man, man. Anyway, we'll holler at y'all next week. Maybe, possibly.
Possibly.
We'll see. But we'll be back at some point, man. Just tune in. Y'all fuck with us. Till next time, 1.